Compassion means when the heart wants to help. It is compassion that stirs the soul into action, because we cannot bear to see others suffer needlessly, when we know that there is something we can do to help. The Ganda Foundation was established during 2009 by the Ganda Boys Music Group to bring First World awareness to some of the dire conditions existing in the Third World. Kawolo Hospital, 40 kilometers outside Kampala, the capital of Uganda, has been one of the first places to capture the Foundation's attention.
We are here really as part of the Ganda Foundation initiative to improve the conditions in Kawolo Hospital.
This busy hospital was built in 1967, commissioned by former President Milton Obote. However, there has been no renewal of facilities, equipment or materials since that time.
We're here to bring that awareness. We're musicians who care about the quality of life. We have families ourselves. We see other people with families, and this is not tolerable that we can have this situation. So that's why we're here. We're going to go in now, talk to Dr. Ivan and see what we can do.
The hospital is located on the Jinja to Kampala highway, a notorious black spot for serious road accidents. Often multiple injury incidents overflow the two operating theatres, while dedicated staff continually struggle with obsolete equipment and a serious shortage of essential supplies such as drugs, sanitation equipment, linen and even mattresses.
We can one time we had a bus, we had 80 people in a group in accident. All of them were 80 at once. Yes. But on average we get 4. We get 4 cases a day. On average,
yes.
4 cases of accidents.
And that's mainly the motor accidents.
Yeah, managing here. Okay. And actually yesterday we had some too on the ward. But of course you can, if you need this time, I recommend here to make it the case back.
Premature babies born at this hospital have greatly diminished chances of survival. The 2 incubators are pathetically old and damaged with broken glass, often heated by only one bare light bulb. There is a serious lack of staff. At the moment, there are only 4 doctors to cope with at least 350 outpatients per day, in addition to the excessively overstretched inpatient burden with crumbling infrastructure to add to their problems.
This is an example with the baby that we have just got the other donation. Second hand, but to us it is so useful. Yeah, these are some donations we got.
The Ganda Foundation has completed 2 days of comprehensive appraisal at the hospital. Dr. Ivan, Chief Medical Superintendent at Kawolo Hospital, and his dedicated core staff have given Foundation directors a comprehensive breakdown of the most urgent needs at the hospital. With numbers of patients increasing daily, it is a race against time.
The mattresses we have, they are a bit torn. The condition we are living in, they are torn. No blankets, everything. These ones we need to do repairs.
And no hot water.
Huh?
No hot water. No hot water.
Water we have, but the tanks are almost down. They need to be repaired.
The maternity ward, designed and built for 25 beds, regularly accommodates 50 expectant mothers, many having to lie on the floor. There are no consultants at the hospital. Electricity bills remain unpaid, while the obsolete equipment still in use creates severe challenges for the staff on a daily basis.
This exchange unit is using technology from 1950s or 1960s. Yes. And it's here because it's here. It needs to be replaced. There's no modern digital communications equipment in the hospital at all. This is the way it is. If you just look down at these old switchboards, this was used in America in the 1950s, and the post office plugs, and it's the old way of really things.
I was operating.
Yeah.
That's now
Right. So this is a classic example of old technology being put to use because there's no funding for new technology.
American musician Craig Pruis, one of the Ganda Boys and the mastermind behind soundtrack music scores for international movies such as Bend It Like Beckham, Bride and Prejudice, and the 2009 award-winning BBC TV drama series Moses Jones, is part of the struggle to restore the deteriorating hospital.
The other day I went to Sarah's,
Following his November 2009 visit to Kawolo Hospital, Craig said,
So we're thinking about immediately the two most important things would be to get better beds so the patients can tilt up like this, right?
"It's shocking, but there are not even enough rubber gloves or basic sanitary equipment at the hospital for day-to-day use, including a complete lack of modern operating tables, trolley beds, proper lighting, or surgical instruments. There is a serious shortage of medicine and drugs essential for operating procedures. When it rains, all the buckets in the building are deployed in trying to catch rainwater coming through the roof, often making the operating theatre floor slippery and dangerous. Although we are just starting, through our initial internet campaign, 2 new incubators have now been procured for Kawolo Hospital from donations."
The sound of children. This is a part of society. We need to look after everybody, make sure mothers are comfortable giving birth. Any problems with children? It is so important that the children are well nurtured, cared for, and this is very dear to the Ganda Foundation initiative.
Our aim now is to mount a substantial campaign to transform the hospital within 2 years. To meet this challenge, a huge amount of international compassion will be needed.
We thought we could be able to do much, but at least we could have a beginning. We can have a look at it. We're about to make a slab, then we raise it up. We hope within 1 month we shall be through with it. Like that it can be able to.
Like a septic tank.
Yeah. It's called a lined pit latrine. Lined. So lined one is the. When it's full, you just empty. Just empty. Instead of when it's full, you just cover.
Craig's fellow founding member of the Ganda Boys and Ganda Foundation co-director Dennis Mugaga has spearheaded an awareness drive in the overseas Ugandan communities for this project. As Dennis remarked after his visit to Kawolo Hospital, awareness is the first thing, action is the second. The will is there to get this work done. I know we can do it. I am deeply impressed with Dr. Ivan and his staff. I feel the whole environment will respond immediately to every stage of help.
With the resources that we receive every year, we cannot buy a new one, but this one has been there for 40 years. It cannot turn in any position. Normally when we're operating a patient, you may want the patient to be like this, you may want the patient to be like this, you may want the patient to be on this side, then you may want to turn it this way, depending on the procedure. Now when the patient is under anesthesia and is sleeping, there is a position, a special position that this patient must be in to avoid him aspirating, because if the things go to the lungs, then the patient may die. Now this bed must be adjusted to a position like that it prevents the patient from aspirating. When a patient is vomiting when you're operating, you must stand to a position like that the things don't go into the lungs. And that means you, when you're operating, the surgeon, I'm standing here operating, the anesthetist, you must be able to command the anesthetist that, no, please do this position. So that means this bed is risky. Like some of the major surgery that lasts several hours, you as the surgeon may be worried, if the patient is going to vomit, am I safe? So you may think that, you may say, let me refer this patient to another place where there is a better bed. And yet you may have the skill to do something.
Musicians in the past have often taken a lead on urgent social issues, including the efforts of Band Aid, Live Aid and Live 8 to fight poverty in Africa. The joyous, uniting and moving music of the Ganda Boys has created a new drive for the new decade, a timeless message of compassion, truth and caring. You are invited to be part of this project. Please call your international access number 44 for the UK 800 612 5392 or email admin@gandafoundation.com.